Hello, my name is Carx82 and welcome back to our Multiblock Madness series. I have just switched out, or as we know, I used to have the gas ethylene being piped directly into a gas, I threw it in my AA system, but a gas intake, I think it was called. Yeah, gas intake valve, and apparently that was not using as much as it was supposed to. So I broke that and have the fluid intake valve, and then I just set up a condensator. So we're turning it into liquid ethylene and piping that into the thing. And yeah, if something's broken, I don't usually like to exploit it. But as we can see, we're using about 10, I think 10 millibuckets per tick. We're not using much more than I feel like we were before, but I could be wrong. I've gone ahead and sped up all this stuff with speed upgrades, energy upgrades, in each one of these things. And the electrolyzer uses 8,000 RF per tick, but it's not running permanently. It may start running permanently if we kick in our like blast furnace and stuff, but yeah, that's just kind of... Yeah, I just figured I'd fix that, but that is how much we are actually gaining of ethylene. We have quite a bit to go in this ultimate gas tank. We don't really need this ultimate gas tank, but yeah, it's there. Why not? All right, last episode we set up the turbine to check out, and we got a whole heck of a lot of power at first, and I realized right after I like finished recording, it's probably because we had a big backlog of steam in there, but once that went through that steam, we're only producing 17 millibuckets, so it was probably going to drop down. But I had turned this off really quick. I didn't want it to break anything. But that was probably why we produced so much power all at once. It got up to like 120 something thousand before I turned it off. But I'm pretty sure that won't that won't do that normally when that thing is, if I'm piping a steady supply of fuel into this. At least this design's pretty terrible, to be honest. But that is the thing. I was kind of looking at a way to store all this power, and nuclear craft actually has batteries, and there's basic, advanced, EU lithium, and elite lithium, and that stores 2 billion RF. I thought it would be kind of cool to craft up. They're not easy, considering it's, 1, 3, 9, 20. We need like 27 of those to get the top tier. But figured, why not go for it? I do want to just throw these recipes in. I think they all use the same stuff. It's just 3 of the previous tier to get that. I was debating whether to do the AE multi-block, and I still haven't got around to doing it. I just threw some more on there. That's why we have a whole bunch of extra bases. So if we wanted to do this one, yeah, it is pretty expensive, not gonna lie. But it's kind of something to work towards. Apparently I don't have... Do I not have a hard carbon recipe? I do not. I thought I had that. We'll probably do... I'm doing a lot of this stuff in... Kind of chosen my induction smelter to do a lot of these. There are some in here that require the 3, but most of the things I'm doing in my induction smelter. All right, well, I'm not gonna sit here and do that. I can do a recipe for pulverized obsidian, that's not a problem. Coal. I am going through my coal like crazy fast. I'm not producing enough at this point. We'll get there, but yeah, I'm not producing it super fast for how fast I'm actually going through it. How many? We're almost up there with that. So, got a few things I want to do today. Okay, we are back. I have decided to go a different route than the nuclear craft batteries. They are just like so expensive. Maybe we'll craft one up eventually, but they are super, super expensive, especially if you want the biggest one. And these are just way, way easier. So what we're going to do is, and thanks to King on my Discord mentioned the induction matrix thing from Mechanism. I think it's the induction matrix. Is that what it's called? I don't know. But that is the largest energy container thing or whatever in the pack. Power storage. Oh my goodness. I don't remember what I was trying to say there. Since Draconic is not in the pack, which is actually kind of nice to not have to deal with. I'm so tired of seeing Wyvern cores and stuff. Kind of up there with Tinkers. I'm just tired of seeing Tinkers. But the one annoying bit with these recipes in AE, they get really funny with the energy cubes and the power, the energy tablets. You really got to put this stuff in manually. So craft up the advanced energy cube or the basic, then use that basic one to do the next tier and next tier up. Otherwise, you are in for a world of pain with AE not recognizing those things. But I think I'm gonna upgrade my reactor. This was just like a very basic one to check out how the mod is changed. I'm gonna do a much better one than this because this is pretty terrible, and obviously a much better turbine. And I think I'm gonna rearrange this a little bit. So I think we're gonna end up having maybe the turbine running this way and then like a battery storage over here. I don't know. I'm not fully thinking. I don't want to break any of this stuff down. One, I kind of like how crazy and sprawling it is, but yeah, we're gonna set this up in a much better way. And plus this turbine is gonna get much, much bigger, I think. But I really just want to check out how the power comes out of that. So we're just going to do a very basic thing, and I just remembered I need some more casings, which are actually really easy to craft up. Iron. I do not have a recipe for pulverized iron yet. Also, set up some more, two more of these, one for gold and one for copper, just to help out at the time being, because we do go through a decent amount of gold. I need to change the polymer recipe while I'm thinking about it. We will change that to gold. Now that we have that. I'm not going to do shiny or these spectral ingots. Those are just too difficult to get, to be honest. So we'll do that one instead. No, that is induction. Was an induction recipe, right? Yeah. Alright, that totally got distracted there. Vanadium steel. What was I crafting up? Casings. I just screwed up those recipes. There we go. Also, I have... Did I mention? I upgraded these two factories to speed this up. I finally got those. If you don't know, it's the installer basic, advanced, elite. You do have to go in order. And that turns it into pretty crazy You can do 5 at a time. Don't forget to put on the auto sort. It'll split it up. Casing. There. Alright, so let's just do this and we will see. I also don't know, do I need to hook up a power thing to each of these dynamos? I don't know. So that's kind of why I wanted to this out. We're just going to do, I think this is probably the smallest one possible. You need one provider on the inside and one cell. The provider says how much you can, the output rate, and the cell is what determines how much power can go in this thing. It's basically a multi-block that you can expand. It can go up to 16 by 16 by 16, so that is pretty crazy. We'll do that. Do that. One of these needs to be output, so just shift click with a configurator. All right, so we're just going to throw very basic. Well, it's a little bit upgraded. We're using the advanced ones. I just haven't fixed all these recipes yet. And that. So basically we can store 3 billion and get out at 200,000 RF per tick. If I place this last block, we should see red particles. Yeah, there we go. All right, and then there we go. It gives us a GUI. All right, let's connect to these. I may need to, like I said, attach all of them. Kind of hoping I don't need to do every single one. Okay, you don't. That is, that makes me happy. You don't have to do every single one. All right, so we have 6.4 million. We have 3.2 billion we can store in there. So this thing gets absolutely crazy. And I didn't even use the top tier induction. 204 billion in that one little cell. And this can go up to 16 by 16. So just to think about all the cells you can fit in there. You don't need it. You can leave air in there. It doesn't need to be completely full. So if you want, you can make it much, much bigger and then just slowly fill it up as you work. But all right, so that makes me happy. Should we turn this on? Now, as we remember, I had stored steam in there, so that is why it went so fast. Should we upgrade this first? Maybe I'll do that. And then maybe upgrade this. Maybe I'll do that. I have everything on AutoCraft. One thing I did want to do before I got too crazy here is upgrade this. I still need a few more of those, actually. 112 I think we need. I got the blocks. I just need the last of this tier 4. So I need 2. These are 2 each, so 112. Almost up that. All right, yeah, I guess let me craft this up and let's check that out. I also need to AutoCraft these. I think this is what we should use in this. So basically, we're going to do this one, which now that I have everything on AutoCraft is not terrible. Heavy water, that's going to take me a second to do, though. We need 24. That should be... What am I missing? Oh, the glass. That should be the last of this. And I totally messed up that amount, but right, there we go. And steel, I'll take those. Those are convenient. All right, so here is this. Now this one is, if you look at the controller, it's basically this setup. So what am I... How big is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop moving. What, 6 across is it? Yeah, 6 across, and then let's see. About, oh, here it is. 9. It says something underneath there. I can't read it though. 9 by 6 by 6, is it? I'm assuming. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is it? 7? 7 tall? All right. We will at least get this down here. I'm not gonna record this entire thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. So this is general outline. Quite a few of that. So I think, I don't know. The glass might be actually on the bottom as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. I think it's 7. Is it? Well, that's actually pretty. That is pretty big, actually. Now that I'm looking at that, I wish I could see what it said behind that. Makes me sad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, maybe only 6. I think it's square. All right, let me get this whole frame and start putting some of the stuff in, and we'll get this set up. Okay, so I've got most of that stuff crafted up. We got our heat sinks right there. Lapis needs to be next to a cell. Magnesium needs to be next to an active moderator. So there is that. Our cells are right there. Now, only thing I'm a little curious about is, one, it doesn't have all the components. And the other thing is these neutron source. I thought they had to be next to a cell. But it says, when given a red sensor, the source will prime the fuel component they are pointed at. But this thing does say the component must not be occluded by anything. So does that actually work if I put this on the other side of this heatsink? I don't know. I'm assuming that's what those are. But the thing does not have the ports and stuff on it. So like the vent for fuel, the vent for those irradiated things, and the vent for steam. So I guess question is, like, how are we gonna, maybe I should have the controller on the other side. I guess it doesn't really matter where the controller is. I'm just thinking, if we're gonna be crafting up a turbine, I guess it would go right here. Induction matrix right here, maybe. Why don't we do like the 3 over here? I guess these will be, no, let's do steam. We'll do the cell right next to the controller. The controller doesn't need to go there either. And the radiator port. So these two will be hooked up to AE probably. And then vent port, or vent. We'll just try to keep this the same. Radiator in the middle. And that, I do need that multi-tool, which I threw in A system to switch those to output, I guess. Output, output, output. And then just fill everything else up with glass. I think that's right. I don't know, we'll see. And then I believe this one works with oxide, 235 oxide. This one is set up, I think it said in the quest. So I will automate that. It's mostly automated. The oxide part is not fully automated. And then last is this. All right. Right. Somehow we've ended up with a lot of extra glass. Although I had 10 extra glass, and then the 6. Those ports just weren't. They weren't on thing. All right. Let's see if that. There we go. It did form. All right. 7 by 4 by 4. I don't know if any of that is good. Doesn't. We obviously don't know. I don't know what we're going to produce yet from that. But all right. So import. I've just gone ahead and upgraded the water source to the sink since it used the it uses the infinite water source, which I had already, so I just upgraded to the sink. I do need to place these. I'll just turn all those on. All right, so it does, you can see it does actually go through the heat sinks. That's cool. Also, are we going to be getting stuff spawning inside there? That will make me sad. Right, and then yeah, so it's like the steam will come out there into the turbine. All right, let me get the turbine crafted up. I'm gonna probably make it a bigger size. And then I just have no idea how much steam this is going to produce, to be honest. I also need to do this. Now, I can clear that. I do want to get oxygen in there. I can void. I can void the extra hydrogen. Oxygen is going in there. I will throw an interface on there so we can craft up. Oops. The LEU oxide. It needs LEU 235, and then I need to turn it into oxide. We'll go in that. Okay, I have got this mostly crafted up. I automated my fuel. Now, I was looking at the dynamos, and we look at the magnesium. They have to be adjacent to one rotor bearing. And if you go up, they get better, but they have their own things. So the beryllium needs to be at least one magnesium dynamo. So you can put beryllium on the corners. And then there's aluminum, which needs at least 2 magnesium. So I figure we can do aluminum there, because those are connected. Before, and then if you go up, we got gold. It needs to be at least 1 aluminum. So I was thinking if we made the turbine even bigger, we could, you know, do gold on the corners there. And as you go up, you know, this has to be next to a gold and a copper, and that has to be beryllium. So I'm sure there is a optimal way to do that, but for now, I'm just going to do that. Like beryllium, I could put on those corners. And then, you know, we could put the copper maybe there, and then, however, there is this turbo dynamo coil connector, so Not sure if that will let us expand it farther. Not entirely sure, to be honest. But all right, there we go. So I did a 7 or 5 by 9, I think it is. And let's see if that inlets and outlets. Oops. I forgot to. That's the inlet. That's the outlet. Didn't I? Each other on the walls housing the rotor bearings. Ooh. So that's... It needs to be on this side. So it looks like I'm going to have to like put it right here. That is unfortunate. So like that, and then over here maybe do outlet. Oh, that already is outlet. So I could probably have, there we go, it formed. Form this a little bit differently. I could maybe have it facing, you know, that way, but I don't know, we'll see. I have no idea how much this is going to produce. There we go. Water will go in there. I was like, I have no servo on that. That needs a servo, doesn't it? I don't have recipes for any of these servos. Wonder if... I mean, that was okay-ish. I could put speed upgrades on this. I mean, these get pretty fast if I throw speed upgrades in there. So let me craft up, I don't need, we'll just do, how about 15? And then let me build this induction thing here. I decided to craft up the next tier because sooner or later we're going to need a lot more power output, especially for the elite assembly machine. Because I believe these need 120,000. I guess it's the mass assembler that yeah, these need almost 1 million RF. So that's kind of why I was like, I might as well go ahead and craft these up. So I've kind of thrown this multi-block here. It is not an attractive multi-block, but oh well. We got the induction port, the input, and then output. So I'm just gonna throw that there. We'll throw the cell there, and then I guess we will cover that up. There we go. We actually got it to work. So I'm just going to connect this with that. I don't even know if that's enough power. I can always upgrade these to the next here. I think I can get those. Yeah, we have crystalline pink slime. So this does 512, but I have no idea how much this is going to be producing, to be honest. So I think we're all good. The only thing I maybe want to avoid the steam on this end for the time being, because I have nowhere to put it, and I don't know if it fills up. I don't know what's gonna happen, so I guess we'll do that. But I think everything is good. Now maybe I should do a quick backup. All right, almost done with the backup, and then I think we are good. That's right. This is the output on the side. Got those all turned on. Guess I'll just throw 4 in. Did I throw 8 in? Let's throw 4 in. All right. Is it on? Sounds like it's on. It is. Oh, I forgot to turn this on. needs a lever, doesn't it? There we go. Turning. How much are we producing? 27 millibuckets per tick. That's it. That's all we're producing for that? I thought we were going to be producing a bit more with 4 things in there. Well, that's barely turning. I may have overestimated. I thought we were going to be producing more than 27 millibuckets per tick. All right. Oh, I need to throw these in here. No, I put them in the wrong side. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter, does it? These do pop out on this side as well. So silicon wafers in the irradiated port gets us N-typed doped silicon, I hope. I don't know. We'll see. Let me throw them in here. I guess it doesn't matter which one they go in, since it has both. Should I maybe throw some more? Oh, that's 47. I don't know. I'll throw more of that in there. We'll see. But that's barely producing anything. That's hilariously slow. So we're inputting 2,000. We're making 2,000 RF per tick. Well, not the greatest. We got this barely moving, but it's still kind of cool though. We will get that sped up. I'll look into... Oh, it's like fluctuating. That is interesting. I still haven't fully got this sorted out, to be honest. But yeah, it's running. It is running, and we're producing a little bit of power. I am going to pipe this power into this big thing as well. That's hilarious. I was like, oh, I don't know if this is going to be big enough. Yeah, I think it's going to be big enough for... Oh, now we're down to 1,000. So, yeah, still learning. Why did that jump up to 2,000 when I... It produces more when... it produces more fluid when you have the wafers in it? Is that something? I don't know. But we do have these wafers, which is what we need. Let me craft up one more little batch of that. I did do recipes for all that. The manufacturer. See what happens. That's like embarrassingly slow. Alright, 27 millibuckets. 47. Interesting. So when those have wafers in them, you produce more steam. All right. Well, anyway, I guess I'll look up designs, because I kind of want a little bit more than that. Yeah, there it goes. It's sped up because we're producing 47 millibuckets per tick. But yeah, that's pretty funny. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Next episode, we will check out what we're going to use for these. We need some basic processors, and we use these for advanced components. So I can actually probably make a recipe, throw that in. I think it's that one, isn't it? I could even do that right now. Oh, got to put that in there. All right, so that should be on. Yep, there it goes. Pretty quick. There we go. Basic processors, and I think there is a, yep, there is a quest for that. Cool beans. Anyway, that's going to be for today, so thanks for watching, and have a good one.